Yo guys, what's going on? It's your boy King07 here, back with another video. Today I want to remind you all, the other kings and queens out there, and I hope y'all are having a very blessed day. Before we get into the video, 83.7% of you watching this video right now are not subscribed. It would mean the absolute world to me if you could drop a sub and a like on this video. Welcome to my brand new series, 6 Things We Learned. This is the fan reaction to the Giants games throughout the year. The way this is going to work is we're going to cover 6 different topics. It could be a player, an individual player, or just something in general like a defense or an offensive performance from the team. We're going to be assigning each thing we learned a grade, but in this terms, it's going to be a color. There's going to be green, obviously for great. Yellow, it's like average, and then red was just very bad. In our first episode of 6 Things We Learned, we will be covering the Giants week 2 game against the Chicago Bears. We did take the 17-13 loss at Soldier Field, and the first topic ever of 6 Things We Learned we will be going over is obviously the biggest news to come out of the game, which is the loss of Saquon Barkley. Yes, he is injured. I know the box is red, but that's not, obviously it doesn't have to do with like he played bad, but it's just really bad news for us. But wait, before we get any further into the video, I'd like to shout out the sponsor, Gatorade. Comment down your favorite flavor of Gatorade. I'm sipping on some, what is this? What flavor is it? It's just called berry. It's pretty good, but obviously I'm not sponsored. It's a joke. But if you want, comment down below your favorite flavor of Gatorade. Continuing to discuss about Saquon Barkley, it's very sad that he's most likely going to be out for the season with an ACL tear. I mean, if you guys do watch my Giants franchise, he had a partial ACL tear in that, so Madden, there we go, they're predicting things already, but it's sad. I'm really sending him prayers and wishes to him and his family and just the team in general. I know everybody's a huge fan from the top down in the organization, huge fan of Saquon Barkley, and that type of loss, not only his ability on the field, but just his leadership. He is the voice in the locker room. He's by far our best player on both sides of the football, and it's just very sad that he's going to be gone probably the whole season. So prayers out to him. I hope him a good recovery. I was going to say speedy recovery, but bro, take your time, man. Take the whole year out. Just get right for next year. My expectation going into the year was never championship. Playoffs was hopeful, but this was just like a year for most of our young players to develop, and Saquon Barkley was going to be one of those players to possibly take the next step. Last year, he did lose time with some injuries, and a guy that he's battling for a big contract extension. It's not looking too good for him. ACL tears are it's a big injury for especially a running back. I'm hoping he just comes back and maybe he could show us flashes of the player he was his rookie year, maybe even better. We're not too sure about that, but nonetheless, that is our first box of 6 things we've learned. Moving on to our second box, it is another red. It's going to be Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones, Danny Dimes. If I'm being honest, like, this is just my opinion. Of course, you guys can have other opinions, but I think I could name 25 other quarterbacks in the NFL that could have won that game this Sunday. I'm being very serious about that as well. 20 to 25 quarterbacks would have won that game. But Daniel Jones, obviously losing your star running back, it's tough, understandable. But he fumbled early on. He had another interception, so 2 turnovers just like that. The fumble was on, like, he pump faked maybe 3 or 4 times. Like, at that point, you gotta understand, you don't have 6-7 seconds in the pocket. You just pump fake 3 times. Just throw the ball away. You know what I'm saying? With the interception, Evan Ingram, you could say he slipped, but that's really a tight window to throw into. I'm sure the whole day he doesn't have those explosive receivers, so I'm sure each pass he throws is into a tight window. But that was just, maybe you can't fault him for that, all right? But still, most of the game, he did have some drops from his receivers, but most of the game, you cannot put up 0 points in the first half and expect to win the ball game. You're lucky the defense improved over the game, but Daniel Jones, he did have some good scrambles. Overall, maybe this is being too harsh that it's a red box, but I think that game showed no improvement from last year, and that's what we're looking for from Daniel Jones. We just want improvement, and that game looked exactly like a game he would have played last year. The third box goes to Corey Valentine for giving up that touchdown right at the end of the first half. To put us down 17-0, giving up that touchdown. They literally ran like some type of crosser that just isolated Corey Valentine on a rookie Like, you gotta feel some type of disrespect at that point. Last week he didn't play good either. Last year he didn't play good either. This is the player that you hear he's so good in practice, or you play with him. Dude, this guy's so good in practice. But every week, each weekend comes out, and it's like, where's that player that we were seeing in practice? Like, he's not here in this game, and it's just like, it's unfortunate. I've played with definitely. I think I'm probably the opposite. I usually don't perform that well in practice. Or when I used to play, I didn't perform that well in practice, but in the game I'd be ready and I'd just flip on the switch. But Corey Valentine, we're gonna need to start seeing results from him. He just has looked pretty bad so far, both games this year. Tackling, coverage, just everything. Our fourth box goes to James Bradberry. I put a little star eye emoji. He is the player of the match, and he gets the green box. He was phenomenal. Tackling in the backfield, he was a part of those 2 interceptions, and just overall covering Allen Robinson. 3 receptions, 33 yards for Allen Robinson, and he is no joke of a receiver. So James Bradberry looks like he might be able to lock down #1 receivers. We gave him a decent amount of money this offseason, and he's really showing early on these 2 first games. He's playing very, very well as a lockdown #1 cornerback. I mean, that interception on the sideline, to keep your balance, keep both feet in bounds. He literally ripped it from the receiver's hands, that interception. Like, that was unreal. And obviously with the second interception, or was it, I can't remember which order it was in, but Julian Love's interception, he was there on the pass coverage. He forced the ball to pop up in the air right into Julian Love's hands. And I mean, he also made so many tackles in the backfield. Like, he was all over the field. James Bradberry, couldn't have asked for any more from James Bradberry. Really, really, really solid overall performance. So the 5th box goes to our defense. They are going to get a yellow box. This was honestly borderline green because they gave up those 17 points in the first half, but they gave up those points off of bad field positioning from turnovers, from Daniel Jones. So they still did not too bad to give up only 17. That second half, give up 0 points. Give your offense the ultimate chance to get into the game, make it close, get the lead, maybe even win it, who knows. But the defense stepped up overall. We had 3-4 sacks on the day, which was amazing. I think towards the end, I gave it yellow because I think towards the end, just overall in the game, we gave up a lot of third down conversions. Mitchell Trubisky, I think he threw like 8 for 10 on third down to convert, and we got to step up our third down defense. We're getting so many chances to get off the field, but those making it 3rd and 8, 3rd and 6, it's not worth it if we can't force them to a 4th down. You know what I'm saying? But our defense overall, definitely much improved from last year. Much, much, much improved. Some good defensive players I'll shout out. Logan Ryan, I thought he played pretty well. He had some good tackles, some good coverage, some good breakup passes. People with the sacks, Lorenzo Carter, he did very good. BJ Hill got in the backfield as well. But overall, the pass and the run defense was pretty average. It wasn't amazing. In the second half, it was amazing, But just again, to hit the hammer on the nail, we got to get off the field on third down. That is a must. Third down conversion is very key in the NFL, and we can't keep letting offenses do that to us. The 6th and final box of the day is going to be a yellow box for the offense in general. Now, hear me out. We put up 0 points in the first half. That's like super red of a box. Terrible. Second half, 13 points. It was doable, right? It was manageable. Like, if you put 13 points up in both halves, 26 points is going to win you most ball games, right? But overall, it's yellow because Daniel Jones, he was like a borderline yellow, more red, I think. So he led the offense. Our running situation, Saquon Barkley out. Really upsetting to see that. Deion Lewis didn't do too much on the ground, but pass catching, he was pretty good, I'm not going to lie. Sterling Shepard also picked up another injury. I don't know how long he's going to be out for. It looked like a toe injury, might be turf toe. Who knows? Darius Slayton had a couple drops. He had a big drop deep in the red zone, which was pretty unfortunate to see. But overall, I think it was just a yellow performance, because the first half, not good at all. Second half, it was decent. Right? Another reason I want to give the offense a yellow is the offensive line. Much improved performance. Again, from the Steelers game to the Bears game. Even though you could say the Bears don't have this insane defense that the Steelers do, the Bears still have Khalil Mack, and they also have other very great defensive weapons up on the defensive line. But the offensive line did good. The offensive line was doing good. Saquon Barkley, before he tragically got injured, he was 4 rushes, 30 yards basically. That's really good. I think for Daniel Jones, more times than not, he had a clean pocket, and that was thanks to the offensive line. I'm giving you the offensive line a yellow, the offense in general, but this is mainly for the offensive line because I think they're coming together. Now we're not seeing hashtag get Cam Fleming out, bring Matt Pert in, we got to let them gel. And that was a big improvement from week 1 to week. Giants fans, if you did enjoy the template of this video, the 6 things we learned, let me know in the comments. And also let me know, I always love reading the comments. Most of the time we're on the same page with our thoughts and what we thought about the game, so it'll be really interesting to hear what you guys have to think about the Giants and Bears game. And also let me know if you think some players should have got a green box, other players should have got a red box. If you disagree with any of my rankings in this video, dude, feel free to comment it down below. I'm always down. I don't argue with you guys, I see it as we're putting our opinions out there, our thoughts. Like maybe you saw a play that I didn't really pay too much attention to, and maybe that would have impacted my player grade for a yellow to a green. So if you guys did enjoy the video, make sure to drop a like, a comment, and subscribe. It's been your boy, KingStar7, and I'm out. Peace.